on, guys? Tony McGeely Games, and today we're going to talk about some BT16 Kabuterimon, which we got first place in, second deck right here. There's going to be any number of builds going around with this, especially with, we have a little tech here, the level 3s here, but most of the deck is going to be pretty much the same across the board with our level 4s, 5s, and 6s going across, but your level 3s might be changed, your eggs might be different. Even some of the ratios right here might be different. But other than that, most of the time you're going to be seeing the same deck. But we're going to talk about my first place for local stay for 4 rounds. Very, very good against Digimon decks that have anything to do with Digimon. But with all of our level 4 Kabus, our level 5 Mega Kabus, and our Tyrant Kabus, pretty much tell our opponent, oh, and then Hercules, all have, when suspended, no Digimon effects can be happening to them. So yeah, it's fun for us, but not fun for opponents. So before we talk about the rest of the deck profile here that we have here, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you do like these videos. I do apologize for being out for a little bit. We've just been putting like a case and a half worth of Digimon of BT16 away, and we were a little late on it because our, obviously our distributor was just late because, everyone's sucking up on this dry. So link will be in the description below if you guys want to hit up the site. And without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the deck. So we got little Montes right here. You could run this at 4 if you want to, but I do like the Nara egg, so we're doing a 3-2 split. End of turn, if this Digimon has an Insectoid, which we'll have, it can attack an opponent's Digimon, which is great. We want it. We want to have that. And they got Naras right here while it's suspended all turns plus 1,000. You can run this at 4 if you want to get that plus 1,000 almost all the time. So even when you're swinging, it's just like with all the Terriermon decks, most of their inheritables are just like this, so might as well run it. There's no run you can do with these eggs. Run however you would like it. So with the level 3s, a must of Tento right here. Start a main phase by suspending one Digimon. I almost said Pokemon. By suspending one Digimon doesn't mean it has to be yours. You can suspend their Digimon. One of your Digimon with Insectoid gains plus 3,000 to the end of the turn. Which, if this is the stack you want to go into, you're able to climb into it, just throw it on this guy. And then the all turns once per turn when this Digimon deletes opponent's Digimon, go ahead and gain a memory, which is really nice. Then we got Go Kabuterimon right here. This is our on-play searcher. Real top 4 cards to your deck. You may add 1 card than Insectoids. I wish this also could 5 Tamers, but, that might be a little too broken for this deck. But this is going to find us our Digimon. Basically, it just acts as a green mem boost for 3 as well, but it's a Mon. And then has the all turns once per turn. Not once per turn. All turns when this Digimon is suspended, gain plus 1,000. It's also what we need. Now for the rookies, I did run actually just 4 goes. And to be honest with you, I actually didn't like it at 4. So running at 2 is probably going to be nice. And then the Lotmons here is going to be our next bet here. So a Lotmon are here in Bane once per turn. One of our Digimon gains Alliance. So our Kabuterimons are going to be even bigger and swing in 2 checks. Or any of our Insectoids going to be swinging in. And we also have that Inheritables one. Inheritables, this Digimon is suspending gains plus 1,000. So running Uko at 2 here. Before the change when I went into play last night, we brought this down back to 2. We didn't see Lotmon too much, but rest of the deck obviously we did. So once per turn when a Digimon is moved from the breeding area, this also counts of itself, and it evos for 1, by the way. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck, and you may add a Digimon or a Tamer card from among them, put the rest to your hand, to bottom deck, sorry, and then you may hatch in the breeding area, which is really nice. Acts as another searcher. We do have 4 searchers here and 3 mem boosts to find our stuff in their deck. We do have plenty of search, but Uko is just too strong not to put in the deck. But if you want to run it at 4, you can also run it at 4 is fine. You're just going to see a lot of this card, and at some point they're just dead cards in hand because once you get to mid to late game, you're going to have all your pieces anyway, and this card is basically irrelevant. So I think 2 is the spot to do. Up next, we got Kabuterimon with BT15. This also is a must of the deck, not because of the inheritable right here, but for the all turns when this Digimon is suspended, it's unaffected by your opponent's Digimon effects. It's pretty powerful. Basically, like, it makes them want to swing into this, but then we have our Ace Mons right here, to counterbat that. But also, all turns once per turn, when the Digimon deletes opponent's Digimon battle, gain plus 1 memory. Gain plus memory. You gain a memory. So when you have this and can tangent to Tentomon, and you're able to ace into this and redirect, that's 2 memory you're stealing off your opponent just by battling and forcing an attack, which is a really, really unique combo you can do. And then finally for other level 4s here, Blade Kawagamon is also a must. Four is ideal. If you want to run at 3, it's fine, but any lower than 3, I think, is a no-no. On play or when digivolving, one of your Digimon gains plus 3,000 to the end of turn. 3,000 is huge. Like, already, if you're putting on top of this or the Kabuterimon, that's already 8,000k, 8k Digimon, and especially when you go into this for another plus 3,000, you're just bigger than most level 6s. So just keep that in mind. And then we have a flex spot right here, but I wish I ran this. I actually ran the X Antibody version of this, but we're including this in there because yeah, basically it does all the same thing. I actually never solved this level 4, even if I had this or not. But when I get my level 4, this is the egg. This is the egg. This is the Digimon I want to run. But it's on play or when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of their turn, which is really, really neat. It only gives you the plus 2,000 on your turn, but when you're attacking on your turn and you're already big, you're even that much bigger. So you can run the Kawagu X Antibody, which I did use. The W. You can run this guy. So I ran this guy, and to be honest with you, I didn't really see it. There's no face value of this card. It just gains piercing on your turn, which is nice because you have your Hercules Kabuteri, but that's already going to give you piercing. So we're opting back into the promo just because we can actually do things when we play stuff out with Tyrant. But if you play this with Tyrant, you don't get anything with it. It's just a 6k Digimon you can play for free. But if you want to run this, you can as well. Up to level 5, probably our best level 5 in the deck is the Mega Kabuterimon. I would run this at 4, but I've opted 3, and 3 is just fine. It has the Blast Evolution counter on player when digivolving. One of your Digimon gains plus 3,000 to the end of the turn. However, if your opponent is attacking, you may switch the attack target to this Digimon. Doesn't have to be suspended. This Digimon doesn't have to be suspended. Although, if it is suspended, it triggers all turns as well. This Digimon is unaffected by your opponent's Digimon, which is also really, really nice. So if they had like a when attacking, de-digivolve, whatever, you only just had the level 4, you go right into this, whatever, and they swing with something else that has the same thing, can't target this Digimon. They can't gain that free 3 memory. But a redirect with this card is insane, especially if you're able to just drop a level 4 in the beginning and just pass, give your opponent and just enough memory where you think like you don't have an ace, and you could just blow them out of the water with this, which I happened to do to a red hybrid player just in the beginning, and then acing to this, suspending not only Tamer and that one other Digimon that swung into this for 10k, ace into this, delete the attacking Digimon, and blowing up their Tamer. So there's some many things you can do. Although you do have 2 ace cards under this now, that's 7 memory. It's it's bad, but if you're able to just go into this for 2, you're fine. Up next, we got MetLife Kawagu right here. On play or when digivolving, you may spend 1 Digimon, just like with Tento, so you can suspend their Digimon. Then one of your Digimon gains plus 3,000 at the end of your turn. So that's really, really nice. People all day at locals were just playing on Digimon and passing, and while I can go up into this, or I can go up to Hercules, or have Hercules standing by on the field, I'm just tapping their Digimon down, gaining effects for myself, and they couldn't understand, so card's too good. Mostly playing other than this effect right here. The inheritable here is opponent's turn once per turn. When opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the attack target to one of our suspended Digimon with Insectoid, which will be all of our level 6s. So basically with our 4 Izzy Azumis, we do have 3 inheritables right here, so we hypothetically have 7 of these guys, and this is a form of inheritables. And yeah, we're basically Machine Jamon, but we're green. And then last, we got 2 Rhino Kabuterimons right here. Again, I've seen this once in my games, but it's still cool to do. We don't have any hybrids, so this will be an Evo for 3 every single time, unless you want to play the hybrid route of this, which is totally fine. Then you're just playing with JPs, of course. Speaking of, in the comments below, if you want to see a hybrid list of this, I will go ahead and make a hybrid list for y'all if you prefer the hybrid route, but we're going with Insectoids here. So when attacking, if this card has Hybrid or Insectoid in its evolution sources, real top 3 cards of your... Oh, wait, no. This Digimon can digivolve into a card with insectoids in your hand for a memory cost of 3. I apologize. It is not revealing the top 3. That is a Tamer that can do that. So, if you have your level 6 in, you get to swing with this. Basically like an X antibody trigger, whatever, so when attacking. So, before your opponent even decides they want to ace whatever, you're going to go ahead and go into this guy for 3. You can go into this guy for 3. You can go into this guy for 3 if you want to. Or you can go for this guy for 3 if you want to. But your your targets are going to be the Hercules Kabu or the Tyrant Kabu with its attack trigger for a cost of 3. Because if your opponent wants to ace and do something, this guy will be suspended, and this guy will be suspended. You'll gain piercing off this if you're swinging into a Digimon, which is also pretty good too. But the all turns effect will kick in, and you're not affected by the Digimon effects. So if they're going to ace and has anything to do with your stack, it's going to be null and void. They're going to just instantly trigger the ace, thinking they can do that, and you just, no take backsies, and that just ruins their whole day. So speaking of Tyrant, it is a 14k Digimon for Evo cost of 6, or you can Evo on top of any level 6 of your Insectoids for a cost of 2 if their play cost 13 or less. So basically, it's like an X antibody Evo on top of any of your level 6s to go right into this guy for a cost of 2. So when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with the Insectoid or Lava trait from your hand with a play cost reduced 8. So, combo you can do with this is playing a free level 6, because it's a 7 cost, you can play this guy for free. You could, however, if you have enough memory, you could play a Shivamon for 4. Yeah, you can play this for 4. And then the combo you could do with that, if you don't give them too much memory, you get the alternates here when it's suspended, it's unaffected, but the end of your turn once returned by suspending one of your other Digimon, you may return the opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to that Digimon that's affected and bottom deck it. So, if you do play this out for 4, you're going to go ahead and suspend Shivamon, and then Shivamon opponent's turn, while all your Digimon are suspended, they can't use options. Awesome. And then your turn when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, during your unsuspended phase, trash top card of your opponent's security. Now, every time I did this combo, they just used a Digimon effect to bounce this, but they had to spend the turn doing that. So, because obviously, TyrantKabuterimon is unaffected by Digimon effects, doesn't stop Digimon effects targeting this. However, if you have an opponent that doesn't have that luxury, and they're just option heavy like Setcon, they can't use options. They can't use any kind of Digimon effects while they're playing that affect Tyrant. Which also is really good against Shadow Seraphi, because Shadow Seraphi is going to be targeting that Digimon that they Digivolve and is suspended, can't do nothing. We just suspend Shiva down, they can't use options. It doesn't stop options from triggering that security though, which is scary, but you get the point. So, this card's pretty good. As soon as this comes down, your opponent is answering this first, above all, before this. Because if they don't answer this, they have a bunch of options in hand, they just can't do nothing. Grand Koagamon Ace, it's another one of our Ace cards. You can run this at 3 if you want to. I wouldn't run this at 4, because 4 max, I tried it for funsies. You see this card too much, and it's actually not that good. Having too many in your hand. Having the 2 or 3 in hand when situations come up, this card is great. So, Ace Evolve, on play when Digivolving. Suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon and or Tamers, so you could do one or the other, or both, or whatever. Cards suspended by this effect can't unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. Then delete one of their suspended Tamers. Very good Tamer hate, especially if people are still playing cross decks or Blue Flare if they have sources in it, but get rid of the sources that matter, and there's nothing they can do about that. And then your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon can become suspended, one of your Digimon gains Sec +1. So if you're able to suspend this at any given point, and you have this unsuspended, that's 2 checks at 14 plus. Very big. And then lastly, for level 6s, we got Hercules Kabuterimon. Starting your turn or main phase. I said that twice. Starting your main or when Digivolving. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your Digimon gains piercing for the turn. All turns, when this Digimon is suspended, isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon. So, like I said, it is the entire Kabuterimon line that has this all turns effect, which is, I'm telling you, it's broken. Especially with decks like Imperial, Commandramon, or even Numa have effects that like target Digimon. It's not that. Although you can target DP this if it's lingering and on suspense or whatever. So it is quite unfortunate because you'll be at 12 here and you're not gonna be suspended unless you keep it suspended. That'd be the only way to actually get rid of this is DP wise. So just keep that in mind. Up next for our Tamers, we're only just running the Izzy Izumi. I tried fitting the Izzy with the Mimi to get that when your opponent has suspended Digimon gain 2 memory, which you can do. So if you have that in contend with that, you'll go to 5 every single time. And it has the when your level 5s are attacking, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If you find a level 6, it's an Evo for free, which is also really nice. But deck space is too tight, and I can only fit 4 of these guys. So and I'd rather just have C4 of this so I can see it. I can't understand why people are playing this at 3. Just run it at 4. It just makes more redirects happen if you don't have your MetLife in the source. But anyway, it is a memory setter. Opponent's turn. When opponent's Digimon attacks, by suspending this Tamer, switch the attack target to one of your suspended Digimon that's with Insectoid trait. You're basically a green Machinedramon deck. You're running 4 of the analog, man. Why aren't we running 4 of this? Just run 4. It's fine. See multiple copies? It's fine. It just means if you have this in source, you have 3 Izzies, even though you have 2 on the field. They can source strip this if they can. If your Digimon's unsuspended, they can source strip this. They can't deal with this unless they have actual ways to go for Tamers. So just keep that in mind. Up next, we got the Fancy Dancy Green Membus. You can run the trainings, but you need to find your Digimon. This is mostly a Digimon deck. We don't have a lot of options in here. So our Green Membus is going to find basically what we need. Plus, it's real 4 versus 2. So reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a Green Digimon. Delay, gain 2 memory. The gaining memory is actually really important than the Evo cost being reducted. Because no matter what, if you have to go into this hard, it's 6 memory. If you're reducing it by 2 for 4, that's still a lot, to be in my opinion. And you don't care if you go over your opponents just a little bit memory, whatever. You have unstoppable bugs. So the green Membus I am valuing here because a lot of players now actually are taking in rookies that don't target memory. They're targeting the play cost reduction, the Evo reduction, can't play shit out by free. They're playing those rookies. So we're playing Membus. So now if your locals is heavy on rookies that block memory, go with the trainings. But if not, green Membus is the way to go. Up next, we got Giant Missile. You can run the new option, the Bee Sting, or it's whatever it's called, for 7 costs. But this does a whole lot more for 1 memory. So we're running Giant Missile. Giant Missile does main. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of those suspended Digimon to that deck bottom. And then one of those Digimon can't unsuspend. The other option basically says you can suspend 2 of their Digimon. All your Digimon gain plus 3,000, and then you get the bot deck 2 of the lowest play cost. Does it get rid of the problems on the field? Yeah, sure. If they're going wide, whatever, their last 2 swingers, they can't swing whatever. But you can also suspend one, and once happens to be you can just target so much more with this. So we're wrapping with this card. And then lastly, the hidden potential discovered. This card is goated. The next time your green Digimon would Digivolve, by suspending one of your Digimon, reduce the Evo cost by 5. So Tyrant's a 1 cost. The rest of your level 4, the rest of your level 6s are free Evos. It's just insane. And also we want suspender stuff. So like Shivamon on the field, we don't want to be swinging ever with Shiva. So if we're able to suspend this Digimon every single time with Tyrant or the hidden potential, this is the card we're going to do it with. Keep it locked down. Because when it unsuspends, we get the trash one. It's as if it attacked. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. This is the deck for you guys for bugs. I'm so glad I'm actually picking up green again because this is my green list. Obviously, I have Rapidmon X, but if I had to pick a green deck, it's going to be this deck 100% of the time. And we're going to be getting more bug stuff in the future, especially in BT18. We got the Bug X antibody, which, we're excited for that stuff. So, again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you do enjoy these videos, and we'll see you guys next time.